Hey there, teacher. If you're here, it's because you're probably looking to make more money in your online teaching. I used to do a lot of platform teaching, and I know that the hours and the time behind the screen can take you away from the people you love and the reason why you're actually working online anyway. That said, I started diversifying my schedule, and I want to share what that actually looks like so you can also make 4K months. Stick around to the end. I've got a tool that I would love to get in your hands that's free in order to help you get to this milestone. I'd also love for you to see how I have set up my teaching business in order to make it long-term and sustainable in order to help provide for my family. Join me. Let's go. Okay. Step one is looking where you're at. Perhaps your family has financial goals that you need to meet each month. This makes a lot of sense. We all have these types of expenses. So take the time to sit down and count the cost of what you actually need to make per month. Then figure out your schedule. What do you have available? What are you working with? Are you working with 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day, half an hour a day? Or are you working with more time? Or perhaps you're like me. I have a few hours a day 2 to 3 hours a day, where I'm actually teaching behind the screen by myself in a room. However, there are other times where I'm doing work that I'm getting paid for, but my kids are around. I'm present. I'm making sure that they're safe and things like that. Maybe they're playing, but I don't have to be, on. I don't have to, have makeup on and be presentable for my students. So how can we do this? Well, if you've got limited time, like all of us do, you need to take a look at those hours that you've got available. Where are those going to get you the most bang for your buck? If they're teaching hours, time when you can be alone in a quiet space and you can actually teach, then find the times that are going to bring in the most money. Perhaps if you're teaching students in Asia, maybe this is on a platform or maybe these are private students, then your early morning hours, if you're in North America, are going to be most profitable because they are peak Asian hours. However, if you don't have this time available, then you can look at your other times of day. Perhaps you could teach on a platform like OutSchool or do some afternoon tutoring in different areas, perhaps with groups or some other format that would bring in more money at that time of day. By diversifying and optimizing the time zones that are available to you and who's wanting to take class at that point, you are setting yourself up for making more and upping that monthly income. Next, you can look at passive income streams. These are things that make you money while you sleep. Now, we've all heard that phrase 1,000 times, but there's a lot of work that goes into this. So let's back it up a little bit and take a look at some ways that this could play out. One way that a lot of teachers do this is by making products and selling them on marketplaces like Teachers Pay Teachers, Nuggets of Wisdom, Teach Simple, and even on their own websites. I'm in the middle of this process and I cannot wait to share with you how that's going. But I will link my store and my website down below so you can check out what I've made so far. As most online teachers will know, if you host your products on a platform, similar to classes on a platform, there is a larger commission that's going to be taken out. So whenever we can, we want to bring it home. Host your classes, host your products privately. Now, there's a place for hosting products and classes on marketplaces. They've got traffic. They're bringing the people in. But if for some reason or somehow you have the eyeballs already on your products or classes, go ahead and move them private. This requires some background work. Make sure you've got communication lines set up. For Asian markets, you're going to want to make sure you have WeChat enabled. Perhaps you've got some groups going on. And if you need more guidance on this, I'll leave a link to Create and Funnel below. They help people get started on Xiaohongshu and also give guidance on different communication methods in the Asian market. It also means you're going to need to set yourself up with tutoring and platforms in order to host your products. So if you're going to do some private tutoring or private classes, you're going to want to make sure that you have some sort of payment method, some sort of onboarding process. Now, this is something I have created and I would love to get into your hands, and it's based off of what I use. So this is something that will make sure you don't skip any important steps like packaging your classes, invoicing, virtual scheduling, and having cancellation policy, a refund policy in place. These are super important, and it's really helpful when you start getting into this process that will save you time and money in the long run. Getting back to products though, if you can host them on your own website, you're going to make a much bigger profit. For example, I host a few of my own products on my website, but also on Koji. Koji is similar to Linktree or Campsite, if you're familiar with those, where you can just put up links. Same idea for products. It's much more simple, much more streamlined than Teachers Pay Teachers, but there's also way less of a fee. It's a simple thing that you can then put into your website or even on your Linktree and be able to share with others so that they can buy your products directly from you and cut out the middleman. One other piece of these 4K months for me is affiliate programs, referrals, and doing some other marketing on the side. By sharing about things that I'm already using, it not only connects me to people who I want to be in conversation with anyway, because there are other teachers who are doing the same thing that I am, but I get to perhaps get a small kickback on some of those products that they might end up buying due to my recommendation. This is awesome when you can find a good deal because it's something that you're already using, something that you can really speak to, and it lends to a really authentic connection and builds those relationships with other teachers and tutors. Now, I've mentioned lots of different ideas so far, but not all of this is what you should be doing tomorrow. So step back and take a look at what's making you money right now. I learned this from my friend Abbey Allen of Teaching Together. Go check her out if you haven't yet. But she and I got to talk a little bit about the idea of finding the most profitable part of your business, focusing on that, and then taking a step back and editing what's going on in your life that might be the next level, might be what you're going to level up. So when you're thinking about creating passive income streams, you're going to want to evaluate what's working, what's bringing in money already. You don't want to neglect that. And then moving on to nurturing some of those side projects, some of those passive income streams. After that, you can start to dream a little bit, make those connections, reach out, take the chance. The worst they can do is say no. In order to help you do this, I wanted to make a big old list of ways to scale your business. These are active and passive income streams. So take a look at that. It'll be linked in the description below. You're going to want to take that, print it out or copy it, whatever, but make some notes on it. Make some dreams. Come back to this every month and take a look at what you may have written down next to 1 or 2 or 3 of the options there. Then take action. The idea here is to take these baby steps toward making that 4K, 5K, 10K goal per month in order to hit your financial goals. Also, for those of you who are still teaching on platforms, I do too, but it's a very small part of my income each month. It's getting smaller. So I would encourage you to move those classes to private classes whenever possible. Now, there are rules that we need to follow when it comes to platforms, so don't go poaching your students off of those platforms, but take matters into your own hands and find your own students. This is not rocket science. You can go into your community, leave flyers at the library, talk to homeschooling groups, put yourself out there, let people know what you're offering. Once you do that, and you can get either one-on-one classes, pairs, or small groups, that whole profit from that class is going to you, rather than leaving 10, 20, 30, 40% of the commission on the table for a marketplace to take. These small changes will help up your income little by little each month and get you closer to that goal. Again, if you're looking to go this route, please check out the Quick-Start online tutoring guide in the description below. This is something that I created that I hope will give you those necessary steps, that hand-holding to get you to a place where you can onboard your own students with confidence, making sure that you've got all the boxes checked and being sure that you're setting both of you up, you and the client, up for success and a long-term tutoring relationship. Those tutoring relationships, I have a few of them, last years, and this is consistent income that you don't have to babysit. You know those families are going to be there as long as you're making these periodic check-ins with them. So if I can help at all on this journey with you, please get in touch using the comments below. I look forward to celebrating many more 4K months, 5K months, 6K months with you and in my own life soon. So high five from me and keep it up. I'll see you in the next video. Happy teaching.